Do you want your very own buddy to commit war crimes with? Take me home today! The Kirsche Tues plush is on sale now from November 18th through December 2nd. The link is both on screen and in the video description below. Kirsche is made of soft materials to keep you cozy in any foxhole, underground bunker, or even just your warm, comfy bed. Standard correction practices may need to be utilized to get your Kirsche to accurately follow instructions. This product has not yet been evaluated by the FDA, FDIC, or the IRS. This product has not yet been proven to cure depression. If you're having any side effects, including nausea, diarrhea, headache, fatigue, loss of sight, loss of limbs, weaponry suddenly going missing, upset stomach, waking up with an IV draining your blood for science experiments, blood clot, stroke, heart attack, small caches of food, and drugs appearing inside your walls, call your doctor immediately, but they probably can't help you. It's too late. Bring home your new best friend today and experience the thrill of living with Kirsche. Funny thing, so Robby here said, massive news, Walmart is ending their woke policies. I can now exclusively tell you what's changing and how it happened. Last week, I told execs at Walmart that I was doing a story on wokeness there. Instead, we had productive conversations to find solutions. Below are the changes Walmart's committed to. I have to give their executives major credit because this will send shockwaves throughout corporate America. This is the biggest win yet for our movement to end wokeness in corporate America. Here are the changes Walmart has committed to. Walmart will no longer participate in the HRC's Woke Corporate Equality Index, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. You can't knock that, man. Products monitor the Walmart marketplace to identify and remove inappropriate sexual and/or transgender products marketed to children. I think this one will be very, very obvious if they're doing it or not, right? Target actually did this by taking all of the LGBTQ stuff and moving it to the back of the store. I don't know if Target has since completely removed things from their stores because my brain is kind of soupy at the moment, my memory working less than usual. But we'll be able to actually tell if Walmart is genuinely removing things because this will be a very, very noticeable thing. The back of the store. You saw an Elon repost of this, either his or someone else's story with this, the "Durr, we're winning" comment. It makes sense that people who don't know about Bridge see this and believe that this is actually happening, right? Like, it makes perfect sense. I am a literal Who Fox woman, so unless you've managed to catch, like, someone larger like the Lotus Eaters or, like, the Quartering who mentioned it before, unless you've managed to catch one of them talking about Bridge, you probably don't know about it. So it does not surprise me that Elon does not know. Crazy how they went from "we don't market sexual stuff to children" to "we will stop marketing sexual stuff." Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? Funding of grants. They're going to be reviewing all funding of Pride and other events to avoid funding inappropriate sexualized content targeting kids. So this isn't saying that they're stopping funding Pride or other social movements. They're just going to be reviewing them. Right, and like this dear chatter just said, it literally went from "we're not selling sexualized items to kids" to yeah, we're gonna try to not do that anymore. So if they're just reviewing it, that's not saying that they're going to stop, right? Didn't at least Harley Davidson be like, yeah, we're just not gonna fund these things anymore, right? Even Harley, that doubled down on their commitment to DEI, even said, yeah, we're just not gonna fund these things anymore. Equity. We will not extend the Racial Equity Center, which was established in 2020 as a 5-year initiative. And I wanna put a pin in this as well because listen to what he says about that specifically.
This is different than left-wing policies being forced on culture of sanity, drag queen story time, or pride events that expose kids to sexually inappropriate topics. That's all going to stop going forward. Third bullet point, Walmart will be closing their Racial Equity Center. This is a center they had committed $100 million to, and it was a 5-year project. They will be closing that center going forward. Fourth bullet point, Walmart will no longer...
So it's a 5-year project that they committed $100 million to. And here they're claiming that they're going to be closing it. They're saying we will not extend. Hold on, I just noticed something. Hold on.
Third bullet point, Walmart will be closing their Racial Equity Center. This is...
Robby said they will be closing their Racial Equity Center, whereas Walmart says we will not extend, which means it's not being shut down early and that the rest of the $100 million being used elsewhere. It's a 5-year initiative that will continue through 2025. Why did Robby change the language when he was talking about it? Hold on, wait a minute. Supplier diversity. We will evaluate supplier diversity programs and ensure they do not provide preferential treatment and benefits to suppliers based on diversity. We don't have quotas and won't going forward. Financing eligibility will no longer be predicated on providing certain demographic data. This is another one that I think will be noticeable, right? Because as we've seen in like Amazon's consumer reports and Amazon's quarterly financial reports, they talk about these. They talk about using AI to even increase the diversity. And they talk about the initiatives of their like weird builder ambassador people who are supposed to go out and increase these diversity initiatives. So if Walmart does indeed stop their supplier diversity programs, much like stopping selling sexualized items to kids, it should be very publicly obvious if this is going to happen. The text in the video is different from the text in the tweet. You are correct, it is. We will close the Racial Equity Center, which was established in 2020. This is from iCloud, though. This looks like it's in a notes document. And if I go back to the beginning, does it show like where the text starts? Walmart commitment. So yeah, who knows if like this is just... Because it looks like exactly the same tweet, but it has a little bit of a different language. I have no idea what's going on here, man. I have no idea. I have no idea. That's very weird. I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out. We don't have quotas. Why would you believe anything they say after they bold-faced lie like that? Yeah, exactly. Source, trust me, bro. Sketchy, don't know who to trust. It's very weird. Why the text changes? I have no idea. I have no idea. That's a great question. That's a great question. Latinx, Walmart will no longer use the term in official communications, which apparently Robby Starbuck himself is Latin. I had no idea, because he comments on this. He comments on how he's happy that they're getting rid of Latinx. Trainings. Walmart will discontinue racial equity training through the Racial Equity Institute. And this is like, it kind of seems normal that they would discontinue racial equity training if the goal is to make DEI the job of everyone at the company. If everyone is doing the work, why would you need to outsource your equity training if it's just happening internally? No more Kleenex. You'll never understand how Latinx was popularized. I'm surprised Latine didn't take off. They tried to change it up because they were like, Latinx actually isn't as inclusive. Only for that specific institute. Walmart will discontinue the use of DEI as a term while ensuring a respectful and supportive environment. Our focus is on belonging for all associates and customers. And this is the real kicker here. And I will go to where he says this part in the video as well, just to make sure everything is the same. Let's see here.
Racial equity training through the Racial Equity Institute. Again, getting rid of woke trainings. And last but not least, drumroll please for the big one, DEI. They will be discontinuing use of DEI both publicly and privately at Walmart. This is a massive win for our movement. The momentum just keeps growing. This is the largest employer.
I'm gonna pause him again because he just completely skipped over the text where it says as a term. Discontinuing the use of DEI as a term. This is the B.R.I.D.G.E initiative. This is what Sherm was talking about back in June. All of these articles coming out about companies having to double down and be committed to doing the work, change the terminology. The Microsoft panel, after Robby Starbuck said that Microsoft was getting rid of DEI at the Cannes Lions Festival, they also said, if your team or your consumers are uncomfortable with the term DEI, change the term. The term does not matter. The commitment to the work is what matters.
So Charlene, with your purview, what would you advise our audience here today as a response to what they're hearing within their own corporate walls?
Unfortunately, our community has a legacy of dealing with attack. So whatever you need to call it, do the work. Period. This work informs your strategies. This work makes your team stronger. This work informs where the next big thing will come from, how you stay current, and how you can stay a leading edge brand or content provider. So if the acronym bothers you, change the acronym, but do the work, because without that strategy to make your company culture and teams smarter and better informed, you won't be able to hit the strategies that you need to meet this demand because the change is already here.
And so you have to continue to do the work, because when the acronyms change, when the framework with how we talk about it changes, you want to ensure that consumers know that you were down the entire time and that you were invested in them and them as audiences for your brand the entire time. So you have to be consistent.
The Starbuck man cannot be trusted. Yeah. Discontinuing is different from discontinuing as a term. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So the fact that this says discontinuing the use of DEI as a term, and then they use the exact same, our focus is on belonging, which is what SHRM said. SHRM, the HR conglomerate, they were like, we're going to be focusing on belonging and inclusion, and we're going to drop equity from the terminology. This is exactly going to plan. Robby, I don't know if willingly or unknowingly, seems to be running some sort of interference here to make people believe that it's a bigger win than it actually is. Remember, Wal-Mart is the #1 employer in America with over 1.6 million employees, and they have a market cap of nearly $800 billion. This won't just have a massive effect for their employees, who will have a neutral workplace without feeling that divisive issues are being injected, but it will also extend to their many suppliers. We've now changed policies at companies worth over $2 trillion, with many millions of employees who have better workplace environments as a result. I'm happy to have secured these changes before Christmas, when shoppers who have very few large retail brands they can spend money with who aren't pushing woke policies. Companies like Amazon and Target should be very nervous that their top competitor dropped woke policies first. I think Target specifically will suffer serious sales problems as a result, and Walmart will benefit. Walmart is basically a Chinesium marketplace at this point. I personally don't like buying things on Amazon because you don't know if you're getting a real product or a Chinesium, like, fake product. And Walmart has essentially done the exact same thing. They basically are just Chinesium at this point. Our campaigns are now so effective that we're getting the biggest companies on earth to change their policies without me even posting a story outlining their woke policies. Shouldn't this throw up some red flags to him? Shouldn't he, like, stop for a moment and be like, I haven't even talked about these companies yet, and they're all in lockstep throwing away their DEI policies. Are we actually winning, or maybe something else is happening here that I should look into? And again, when he's made his tweets on these other companies, John Deere is not getting rid of DEI, Microsoft is not getting rid of DEI, Harley Davidson is not getting rid of DEI. What was another one? Ford, I don't think. I talked about Ford briefly. Jack Daniels, definitely 1,000% not getting rid of DEI. Theirs was like the most fucking obvious of all of them. It was, in fact, very troubling. And so it's just like every time he calls out one of these companies, he either doesn't read their full statement or is willfully misconstruing what the statement says in order to convince more people to look away. We're winning. You don't have to worry about this anymore. Jaguar. I don't think Robby tweeted about Jaguar. Jaguar just did the commercial all on their own because they're fucking weird. Until he brings a 9mm back to the Wally World sporting goods counter, it's all pointless. And the way he talks feels like, how do you do, fellow conservatives? It's also really weird that, like, every single one of the DEI articles that we read, that's just like, yeah, troubling activists like Robby Starbuck, like, they all make sure to mention him by name, whereas previously, even with the lawsuits that certain conservative activists were bringing, they typically wouldn't name them. They would just say conservative activists. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to me. Happy Thanksgiving, Great Scott. Don't ask questions. Just celebrate victory and get excited for next victory. Let's see. Companies can clearly see that America wants normalcy back. The era of wokeness is dying right in front of our eyes. The landscape of corporate America is quickly shifting to sanity and neutrality. We are now the trend, not the anomaly. We are winning, and one by one, we will bring back sanity to corporate America. And I would love to see this. I would love to see this, but allowing them to cover their tracks and continue doing DEI work while they just obfuscate the language and do some, like, baseline placations like, oh, well, we just won't spend millions of dollars on pride parades anymore. You know, a thumbs up. We're good. It's like, I need more than that, dear company. If you love what we're doing, subscribe to my X page for $5. Oh. Okay. Okay. Let's I'll let him talk the end of his video out here as well.
Last but not least, drumroll please for the big one, DEI. They will be discontinuing use of DEI both publicly and privately at Walmart. This is a massive win for our movement. The momentum just keeps growing. This is the largest employer in the United States, worth almost $1 trillion. Other companies are taking notice. Suppliers of Walmart are taking notice now. With Christmas right around the corner, I'm happy I could deliver you guys one retailer that will drop the woke policies. You've still got Amazon and Target acting crazy out there with wokeness, so I'm glad I could give you guys one at least. And yes, we do have our eyes on Amazon and Target. America just voted, and we voted against.
I would love to see him make a tweet on Amazon with all of the information we specifically have talked about here about what Amazon is doing and what their 5-year plan is. They unironically had the like 5-year plan language in what they're doing with DEI. I'd be very interested what he manages to come out with Amazon, because with what I dug up on Jack Daniels in the past, and there's a tweet of it somewhere, he basically didn't even read their internal reports. It's just like, I don't understand. I don't understand how this guy is taken seriously. I'm just like a fucking retarded anime woman on the internet, and somehow like I can read finance reports. It's a miracle, you know?
Wokeness. We voted for sanity. We voted for corporate neutrality. We don't want companies funding divisive things, and Walmart is setting a great example here for other companies to turn around. It's not too late. Turn around. People are very forgiving, and we can get back to sanity together and rebuild and make this country the greatest it can possibly be. As this New York Times headline clearly illustrates, the paradigm has changed. Companies need to listen to our...
The anti-DEI agitator that big companies fear most. From his home in Tennessee, the social media rabble-rouser Robby Starbuck is waging war on woke policies at places like Lowe's and Ford. His timing is impeccable. Oh, man, this makes me want to crack open a Bridge Smart Brief, man.
Movement. We are powerful and growing every single day. We will not stop until we have eliminated wokeness in corporate America. If you love our work to remove wokeness from corporate America, follow me, share these videos, subscribe to my X page. It's $5 a month. It supports our research team. But please tell your friends about this. And
what
let's
research
keep this
team?
growing.
How do you have a research team and I have more information than you do? I don't understand. You hate the word woke. Yeah, it feels like it's lost quite a lot of meaning, honestly. When the neocon movement was founded in the 70s, the neocons had the vision that if all people and ethnicities were blended together, the world would be safer. Interesting. $5 a month. His research team is code for his NSA handler. Dude is a plant, not the kind you like. I love plant. They reach for the sunlight. NG Gamer, thank you for the 2. Woke people sound like Western caper Kylie bird. I don't know what that means. Why did he say our work? Why is he using their term? I don't know if I want to like be that tinfoil. Obviously paid money to distract. It's hilarious. It's just like, man, what the heck? I just read so many articles this week even. These people are insane in my opinion. Like, yes, I would love to be winning. I would love for these companies to actually be getting rid of their DEI work. But if all they're doing is changing the language and making sure that everyone at the company does it instead of having publicly noticeable DEI positions, that's not actually winning. That's them just being like, oh yes, you are winning. We're so scared of your activism. Shut up, don't look at us. You can't even read their full statement. This dude sells... That's a good point too. I already said that. I didn't even remember. What research team? He can't even read their full statements. This dude sells smoke. I think I got the angriest when reading like Harley Davidson's, because he was like, yeah, Harley Davidson's getting rid of DEI. And then literally in their statement, they were like, we're doubling down on our commitment to DEI because we think it's imperative. And it's like, man, but just read the words that they say. I beg you. And like the only reason I even found the SHRM thing, where the SHRM people gave the conference and they were talking about how it's necessary to change the language and stop making white males feel so isolated because they're necessary to push the ideology forward. Only reason I even found that was one of Robby's tweets talking about the woke people also getting angry about how their work is being interrupted. And I've said this before, the true believers are taught to respond to stimuli. So they respond to diversity, equity, and inclusion. It doesn't matter if a company says we're committed to doing the work, we're removing the word equity from our acronyms. These indoctrinated true believers will not be able to respond to DEI. They will see it as an attack on the work that they've been doing simply because the word equity is missing. You think he's a double agent because he was wrong with John Deere, Harley, Walmart, loads of others, and he's believing what they say? I was like, I don't know, man. I have genuinely no idea. I was like, this kind of rhetoric is why I've been trying to talk about B.R.I.D.G.E literally everywhere as much as I can. Because I have nowhere near the size of the platform of Robby Starbuck, so it's like I can't get anywhere near as many people to listen to what B.R.I.D.G.E is doing, to what these kinds of things are. And it's kind of unfortunate. That's kind of unfortunate.